Industry, industry, industry. Post-World War II was a struggle for Europe, which is why Britain turned to industrial development. The 1950s and 60s were big for industry with large-scale production and employment. Our town of Blackwood played a key part during that era. Its resourceful location and connections meant it was an ideal place for a cargo transfer station. Nowadays, the cargo terminal has been modernised, but it's still in full use. In this episode, we'll be developing some old industry from the 50s and building some modern factories to further our city's development. Ah yes, it's been a while. Welcome to Kingsmere, a UK-inspired town with a sprinkle of our own creativity. My name's Nedman, this is our UK build, and I appreciate it's been a little while since the last episode, but as mentioned, we're going to have a bit of an industrial boom, hopefully, in our city. And this is where we're going to be focusing on over in Blackwood. Blackwood is our small UK town, which is over on the edge of the map over here. It's not connected to Kingsmere itself, the main city. It's quite a little way away, it's just up the road. But that's the main Kingsmere, and then you can see that Blackwood is tucked away over here, running alongside the river. And it's in quite a nice sort of location with good road connections and this rail line, as you can see. If you've watched a previous episode, you'll know that Blackwood is very, very resourceful. Over here, yet to be built, obviously, is our forestry industry, which is going to go there. And over here, we're going to have an ore industry too. But we also want some generic industry with some factories, which we're going to do somewhere near this spot here. We want it right next to our cargo transfer station because we want this town to kind of be your typical industrial town, your workers' town, your miners' town, that sort of vibe. So that's what we're going with. You'll notice there is a lot of changes to the cargo transfer station. I made a lot of tweaks and I've done a bit of detailing. So let's have a little look. First thing you'll notice is probably the surface area. Looks pretty cool. And then we've got a few details along the way, such as fences, port security, lots of trucks, lots of kind of resources, DPD going in there now, having a great time, going to pick up your parcels and throw them over your back fence. All of that good stuff going on. Load of containers and equipment, machinery getting loaded on. Looks pretty cool if you ask me. I quite like it. I really do quite like it. I think it kind of makes this area feel a lot more, you know, industrial. Industrial? Why did I say that like that? I'm sorry. And then the railway line, of course, goes all the way underneath here. Kind of like its own sort of lowered section. I just can't think of the word. Sunken railway line, that'll do. And then I've adjusted the roundabout and the road network because this industrial cargo transfer station held a tremendous amount of traffic and it was backlogging this roundabout like crazy. So what we've done is we've come up with this funky design whereby you've got these nice dedicated roads which will take you straight into the cargo transfer station, which is really good. It's a direct link off the highway, which we love. And then when it does back up, which it does, it gets really busy, it'll only back up on the designated road and it won't congest our highway. So I think that was quite a good idea for us to kind of implement. But let's crack on, shall we? So before we start building, I just need to address a couple things. Firstly, I've just changed the grass surface across the map just to a different texture, which I'll show you now. We've just changed the grass diffuse to the Volge area map theme just because I wanted a slight change and adjustment. Which is good. And the second thing is the UI. I've changed the UI because it was all clustered. I couldn't access this button here because it was underneath loads of things. So that is slightly different as well. And the third thing, you're probably wondering where I've been. It's not been intentional that I've been away. I've missed recording. I've missed making content because I really, really do enjoy it. But oh my lord, my life is just so chaotic and busy at the moment. I can't catch a break from work. To put it into perspective from you, I've just come off doing several night shifts. I've finished probably about 6 hours ago, had a quick nap when I got home this morning, and now I'm awake at around 1 o'clock to try and record this video because I've got a busy week ahead of me still. So The grind is a struggle, but I'm doing my best because you deserve it. You deserve it. But let's stop whinging. I just know somebody would ask where I've been, so that's where I've been. I've been working and it's been chaos, but I'm here and I'm living the dream, of course. Positivity makes you succeed. Right, so here we have, oh, I really do like this area. I think it looks really cool. But we have installed some fantastic assets from PDX Mods, and these are Joe's industrial buildings, which look really good, and they kind of look kind of old, like you'd expect during that sort of like brick British World War II sort of era kind of thing. There's a lot of different types. They all look fantastic. So I think I'm going to begin with trying to utilize these as much as we can. Probably the older stuff I might put in this section here. Consider doing something here, and then we'll probably go over and look at see if we can put any supply chain industrial sort of stuff in here. We might save the wood ones for the actual forestry industry that we'll place down here, but we will kind of cross that bridge when we get to it, which is really exciting. But first things first, I am the realist. I'm going to get rid of all of these trees and hopefully have a nice little area for us to begin. So the trees are gone, and we're just going to try and make sure that this is as build friendly as possible. So we're just going to try and adjust some of the surfaces out just a little bit. It's all pretty flat anyway. It's just down here right on the water's edge that it's a little bit moody. So we're just going to try and bring that up just a smidge. And then we'll probably try and smooth the terrain to blend in slightly, but it's not going to be great, but we'll do what we can, eh? We'll do what we can. I'm even tempted to maybe put like a little key wall along here just to kind of really make it just like a concrete sort of jungle, those sort of vibes. So I might try that. Just a very small concrete pillar just along here. It's not actually going to be used for anything, but I just want it here so that it kind of gives the vibe of we're very much no greenery to be seen. That doesn't quite fit the theme, so I'm going to mess around with that and see what we can come up with. So I'm just taking pick of a few buildings that I'm wanting to use, and I'm just going to try and hook up some of the roads. They're just kind of basic old style sort of brick industrial buildings that we'll have on the edge here. We'll see what else we can fit in this section, but obviously we'll run out of space somewhat quickly, but it is what it is. So we're just going to kind of dig through the pack, see what we can potentially fit here and there. There's not going to be huge amounts of space, I can tell you that for free, but space is space, so we'll fit what we can in, and then if it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit. It is what it is. We'll probably have to, we just want to bring that out slightly more. Let's just do this and bring that up. Let's hooking up a little bit too tough here. We just want that out at a nice angle there, and then we want to bring that one just down here, and then we kind of pray that we could squeeze one more of these right in the edge here. Something like that would be fantastic if you want to hook up to L Road. Okay, it's looking pretty grotty at the moment. Is that the right word? Grotty? I mean like disgusting. And that sort of vibe. But then I just want a simple connection because it's not going to be that busy in here. So we just want a little bit of road that goes in there, which does the job, but this doesn't. This does not like it. I actually don't even need that to extend. I don't know why I'm messing around with it, to be honest. Okay, it's looking grim. Apparently Royal Mail delivers here using a green truck, as you do. And then we obviously want this disgusting kind of industrial surface as well, to kind of bring this to life. Very concrete concretey. So we're just going to run this surface around, see how it kind of ends up looking. This shadow is really annoying because I can't quite see where the road is. I mean, if we just do it to the edge here, that should be enough. And then we can just hook that up like that. We're just going to cross that straight through, and we're going to bring it back down to here for the time being. Bring it across and just hook that up. Okay, it already looks better with that. And then from here, we're just going to try and draw this surface out to the edge of our railway line. Like that. And then we want it to follow the road round nice and neatly. And then hook up to our roads down here. Bring that in there. Bring that in there. Don't cover the retaining wall. It's never going to be perfect, but we do what we can, and then just try to fill in some of those gaps, and then just kind of do the same down at this end here, like that. Looking better. Just need to bring that all the way down to here, cover in this final corner, and then we can start kind of decorating a little bit in here with what we deem appropriate. But it already looks better with that sort of concrete surface. Straight away, it just adds kind of the effect, and it looks lovely, old and industrial. I really like the vibe that we're going with here. I think it looks really, really cool. Okay, let's have a little look to see how we're getting on. I think it looks pretty cool at the moment. I really do like the style of the buildings. They look very old and very cool. Traffic's building up a little bit down by the port, but you'll see that we've added a few details here and there, decals to make it look nice and grotty, a few fences on the outside and a few trucks with a few containers. Down this side, as you can see, we've got various different kind of resources that have either been dropped off or are going to be collected down between the buildings, which is good. Same in this little section out the back, which is pretty nice. And then all around the back here, different types of machinery, vehicles, trucks, containers and all that good stuff, just to kind of give the vibes of this is an active sort of industrial area, lots of movement, lots of stuff going in and out. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. I think it looks quite nice. I'd say it looks pretty British, if you ask me. The building style, at least, I think it looks pretty British. I would say that I'm happy with the way that it looks, which is cool. And yeah, the port is getting really busy, as you can see. Absolutely rammed in here. Everybody getting through security checkpoints, which is pretty cool. Very, very nice. And yeah, it just looks interesting up there. Yeah. I'm happy with it. Where next? Oh my gosh, look how busy it is now. It is getting heaving. Are you beginning to understand why I had to adjust the road network? Look how far it's backed up. Imagine if it was still just this little road. That'd be all the way backed up. So I think that was quite a wise decision, to be honest with you, because there's still loads and loads more coming in. So yeah, I think that's probably a good bet that we've built that specific road. So we've expanded our theme out a little bit over here, just across next to the kind of main motorway. Same sort of vibes, just across the street basically. So we've got a little connection that comes out, goes over the sunken road. 3 buildings specifically, and there's just various different decorations around them. It doesn't look good from this side because of the shadows, but you kind of get the idea. It's same sort of idea, just kind of old industrial sort of vibes, which is quite cool. I quite like it. I certainly think it kind of fits in with the area, although I didn't realise when I zoomed out it went all white. That's a bit weird. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, looks pretty nice, and yeah, industrial. I don't know what to do here, or whether just to kind of leave it or what. I'm not entirely sure just yet. But we've obviously got this space to work with as well, probably maybe a larger factory or similar can kind of go down there. That would be quite cool. So I think we'll have to browse the menu and see what we can think of to put in this kind of specific area. So we're just working on expanding our industrial buildings just across the other side of the road here, as you can see, but it does look pretty cool. Obviously we haven't finished this bit, but it looks pretty cool with this sort of theme. I really like it. It does give you those old British factory sort of vibes. Looks awesome. I love it. But yeah, Joe, really good job on these assets, my friend. You've smashed that. I'd love to see some more if you're interested in doing more, because they really do look absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to try and find maybe some trucks or something like that and put those in this section. We can find some decent ones. God, so many now. There's actually loads. Oh, it's because I'm unfiltered. Filter back, filter back. So maybe we'll grab a few tankers or the petroleum, which, oh my gosh, petrol prices, unreal. Waste of my money. Well, it's not because I need to drive, but so expensive. It's not fair. So it's not fair. Everybody else has to pay the same. So yeah, I guess it is fair. It is what it is. It is what it is. But very sad times, eh? Very sad times. Cool. Imagine reversing a little bit too far off that. That would be no good, wouldn't it? Maybe a small fence to pretend like it would stop that ginormous vehicle from falling off the edge would suffice. And then we'll do sort of a little fence around this perimeter here. Cool. It's not really much that I want to put in that specific section. I do want to run this fence down to here. Just like that. These are all the same colour, which is a little bit annoying, but it's just kind of like a lorry park sort of thing, where you dump your trailer and then it can be transferred elsewhere, I assume. But I will continue working my way through this and hopefully we'll have something that's looking pretty cool. But yeah, I think already though, I think that's looking pretty awesome. Especially when you've got the good angle with the sun. Looks pretty nice. We will take that very much. So we've turned this building into kind of like a big warehouse which would distribute a lot of delivery parcels, etc. So that's quite cool. That's nice to have. A few surfaces in our kind of trailer park. That's about it. That's about the changes there. But again, looking pretty good. Looking nice and busy. Looking very industrial, which is good to see. And we've still got plenty of space to do a little bit more. So I'm in an whether we switch up the theme slightly with a bigger factory or whether we continue it out. I'm just going to take it as it comes and see kind of what happens. So we'll give it a go and see how we get on. So I'm trying to actually keep the vibes similar because I think it fits this area pretty well. I did have a little look at the various different signature industrial buildings, but I actually prefer the look of these. It just kind of is a nice theme. I think Joe's done a really good job, so I think we're going to stick with it for at least this area, because if you just look at it, it just looks really nice. Obviously I've just placed these down and haven't done anything with them, but yeah, I think having the same sort of vibe just kind of complements the British buildings on the other side as well. And then you can see here we've got this big kind of central storage yard here, with lots of trucks out the back, which has got a little bit weird here, which is going to be cool once we've added it in. Another little warehouse down the side. We've got loads of room to add more as well, so I do think this is going to be a pretty cool looking area once we finish with it. But we'll see, we need to do all our surfaces first and then add a few details and kind of see how it comes along. But at the moment I think it looks pretty good. This is certainly coming together quite nicely. I've added a few more details such as containers, scaffolding on buildings here and here. Down below we've just got various trucks here that are going to pick up these piles, different kind of trailers with drop-offs of various things, more kind of containers, surfaces, etc. around the edge. But it's looking pretty nice actually. It's a good sort of industrial section. Pretty good vibes. I don't know how much like stuff this will produce, but I can imagine it's quite a lot. The port, the cargo hub is very, very busy. But that looks pretty cool. We've still got a little bit more to fill out, but I'm happy with the good sort of ideas that we've got. I think it all just fits together quite nicely. So yeah, we're happy with that. Let me know what you think so far. I think it looks pretty good. I hope you're enjoying it. It's certainly very different. We haven't really touched on industry in our big Kingsmere series so far, so yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of a switch up. Look how busy that cargo transfer station is. We've got traffic backing up all the way up there. I know I sound like a broken record, but this was definitely a good idea to build that designated road because it is chaos over here. But let's have a little look at our little industrial area at the moment. Looks pretty good. A few more details are in there, and as you can see we've added a few buildings all the way up to the edge over here as well now, which look really cool. Have another little look from here. Looking fantastic. Got a nice fence line along the perimeter of it too, and it's just, I'm really happy with it actually. I wasn't entirely sure what to build here initially, but thanks to this industrial pack, these really do kind of fit the old sort of industrial revolution sort of theme. Not modern, just old gritty brick buildings, warehouses and all that good stuff. Looking really, really nice. And if we kind of go out a little bit and zoom in onto Blackwood, it just kind of fits right on the edge of Blackwood. A nice sort of vibe over in that corner. It looks like the main kind of industrial hub. We've got the small town up here. It looks really, really good. I am happy with that. I think we should name this the Blackwood Industrial Estate or similar. So let's do that. So we're going to pull Blackwood's original area just in like that. So that just covers actual Blackwood, as you can see. And then we'll create a new area within here, which will just be the industrial. I want to say we'll call it the industrial park, I think. Oh, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. Too much pressure. Yeah, but I think this is going to be cool. I really like the way this has turned out. Now that's completed, isn't it? Yeah. And then we just want to put Blackwood Industrial Park. I think I've spelled that right. Blackwood Industrial Park sounds about right. I like it. I think that fits pretty well. Obviously, when you zoom out, the details are a bit fuzzy, autosave. But I think we've done pretty well here. Done pretty well. Look at that traffic. That is just wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, I just love the details in this, in all the buildings. It's nice. It doesn't seem too busy in here at the minute. I assume these are working, yeah. I think once we build our specialized industry, we should boost the production from all of these pretty quickly, I hope. Fingers crossed. I don't know what to do about these areas. I might just leave them as they are, because I don't think there's enough room to put anything useful or productive within those. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just prepare for the future from when we have our specialised industries. I'm going to try and put down this steelworks because it's quite a large building. I think it's probably wise of us to put it down first, just so that we have it down and we know that it fits. So I think it makes sense to have it somewhere around here. There's only so much space that we can use, so I think what we'll do is we'll have it probably here. It's quite a large building, I mean really large, and it takes metals and coal and brings out steel, and then there's an upgrade to it which does what specifically? Something, I can't really see the difference. Oh, there we go. It's because I hadn't actually clicked on it. So we can also double up the upgrade on there, and that's kind of like a nice large looking factory which will become quite helpful for when our industry right here is started or built. I'm just trying to think the best way to connect this up. There's not really going to be a good way to do it other than just slap it in to the junction. It's not going to be a busy route at all. Not many people are going to use this area, so I don't think we need to actually be too concerned. We might just try and decorate it just a little bit so it blends in a little bit better. That's a lot of smoke coming off there though. Crikey. That's a big old building, isn't it? We're going to need to hook it up to our water, which shouldn't be too much of a problemo. Just hook it up into here. And we need to do the same with some power, which we should just be able to go underground again and hook that up into there. And that should supply us some power. Fantastic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually grab the same sort of surface, because this is quite a nice sort of surface to use for industrial. As you can see, it looks quite nice. And we're just going to kind of use that surface just to build this out just a little bit more, and just make it kind of seem a bit more busy, because it just feels like empty at the minute, doesn't it? So if we just draw out some of the surfaces, add a few like truck parking or whatever, something really thrilling and interesting, it will just look a little bit more alive. Even just bringing out that surface just a tad helps us out, doesn't it? Just gives us a little bit more room. Good, right, and then let's add maybe a few trucks and trailers parked up in this corner, so we can just grab a few of these. Maybe we'll do it like this, because the fence comes around this way. So maybe we'll wrap around some of these larger sort of trailers here. We will grab ourselves a few tractor units here and whack those in there. We'll have to change the colour of those because they all look a bit too green. And then we want some different types of trucks. I think which they're going to be in here. Some kind of sheet metal sort of. That's metal, isn't it? Ah, steel, yeah, so close enough. I think we should grab a few of those. Potentially park them along. Well, that's all the road, isn't it? I mean, we could probably just launch them down here. I know it's not overly realistic to have them just here, but we can imagine that this is already loaded and prepped. It just requires the tractor unit to come and pick up the goods. So I think if we just had a few of those there, that would kind of be okay. I think we can get away with that. Yeah, I think we definitely can. And these are trains, so not quite what we're after. But if we just grab, again, a few more tractor units. Oh, I don't know. It's slightly overflowing onto the road, which is not really what I wanted, but it is what it is. And then we'll grab some of these trucks like that. Put those here as if these are the ones that carry the resources down the hill. Oh gosh, what happened there? I think it makes sense to kind of have those down here too. And then we'll just have a few more big trucks. Make it look nice and busy. We will need a few cement mixers because this is obviously concrete. Put a few of those in there. I mean, it just makes it look that little bit busier, a little bit less empty. So I kind of do like it, even if it doesn't kind of make sense positioning wise. I do kind of like the vibe. We'll rename this Blackwood Steelworks, just like that, and we'll probably grab a few dirty decals to potentially put over the top of these just to spice it up a little bit more, because it looks too clean at the moment. Definitely too clean. So we'll just whack a few of those in there, make it look a little bit more dirty like that, which is great. Again, we're not worrying too much about this building, we're just adding a few finer details just along the way, and then we'll just cover off a little bit of the motorway with just a few trees, just to kind of try to reduce the amount of eyesore that this factory will be. I say that this whole area is going to be a bit of an eyesore, so it doesn't matter too much, but it makes a little bit of a difference, doesn't it? Just a little bit. There we go. Not too bad. It's nice and out the way. It is very large, but it is out the way. It is massive, isn't it? That is a huge building. That's like the entire size of this area that we built. Ginormous. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not really doing much. I mean, it's making profit, but it's nearly empty because we don't really have much stuff. Boo! Anyway, I think we look pretty good over here now. Looking pretty good. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm glad to be back, and I'm happy with our build. It's nice sort of traditional old industry that you'd see around Britain, and I think we kind of got the vibes just about right for the area. Really good, really happy with it. Let me know what you think. I'm always open to feedback. I do read all the comments. I give every comment that I read a little reaction like heart thing, so you'll know that I have read it. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty darn happy with it. But yeah, in the next videos we're probably going to continue with the industry vibe, because we've got to do our specialised ore and wood and all that stuff as well. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Good night.